Hey Sagittarius, this is your general tarot reading for Sagittarius Sun, Moon or Ascendant, Rising Sign for the month of March 2018. So what the heck is going on? What's moving and shaking as two cards just come out? Five of Cups, gonna lay that down there. What is that? Then it moves on to the 6. So from the 5 to the 6 of Cups. Okay, I can kind of get that. We're laying them down. Jumpers, jumping. The Queen of Wands, lay that down there. So if you've watched the videos before, you know what I'm doing. I'm shuffling the cards and waiting for the right ones to come out. The ones who want to just jump and dive, they've got their parachutes on and they're standing at the door of the airplane going, go, 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 dive, dive. And here they come. We've 3, the Knight of Cups, and these two, come out. The 10 of Swords, okay, followed by the 4 of Swords. Right. So let's go with the action of the skies, the energy in the skies, Sagittarius. So much going on. You've lots of stuff happening in your 4th house of family. Sun, Mercury, Venus, Neptune in there, all focused on trying to smooth things out, have good communication with your family members, even the ones that you don't get on with. It might be a little bit easier as we enter March for you to make things a little bit okay with them, you know, and Neptune in there might offer a little bit of forgiveness. I think we spoke about this last month, didn't we, Sag? The Knight of Wands. Lay it down, see if there's any more jumpers ready to come out. But at the very beginning of the month, we have a full moon in your 10th house. Full moon, insights, wisdom, gaining knowledge by seeing something that you might not have noticed before with an authority figure, a male figure, your career, and with your reputation. The moon casts a kind of, not like the sun, which is a big spotlight on something, but it gives you a glimpse. And it's those glimpses that allow you to put little pieces of wisdom together. So it's an insight. And of course, with all the activity at the beginning of the month in your 4th house, which is highly empathic and highly intuitive, you're going to figure something out. Figure it out. So that's the energy. Empathy, intuition, figuring stuff out. The Knight of Swords. But there's so much else going on. More activity. You'll have a renewed interest with the 5th house things of going back and rediscovering all the things that make you happy, that give you joy, pleasure, perhaps creative things. Things that are of your heart's desire. You'll be going back to rediscover those. Things that make you smile. Things that are soft and gentle and easy. Things that make Sagittarius laugh. And we love when Sagittarius laughs because you're kind of a good influence when you laugh. You're a good energy. You're a good, smiley, happy person when you're in a good place. And your creativity mid-month will encourage that further. 6 of Pentacles just skydived down there. And I'm going to keep talking, Sag. What else? Mercury going retrograde into the 5th house, rediscovering. You're getting some heavy cards here, Sag, but we'll talk about it. The 9 of Swords, rediscovering things that give you pleasure. Perhaps also with the retrograde energy, Sag, an old love might come back, as this card mysteriously just flipped itself over without me seeing it. It's the 9 of Cups, an old love may be coming back from the past. Yeah. Will that make you happy? I don't know. Maybe they're in the past because that's the hell where they belong. But if it's a bit of light entertainment, if it gives you a giggle, if it gives you a smile, go with it. Who cares? It's all about fun. It's all about fun. Full moon then at the end of the month in your 11th house. The house of friends, groups of people, communities, things that happen online, social media, websites and so on like that. Last card just popped out, the 7 of Pentacles. And the full moon in the 11th house might give you an insight, again, emotional insight into how groups of people really operate, seeing through something. And when it comes to your friends, you might have a lovely soft time with them, but for some Sagittarius, you might just look at the groups you're involved with or the friends that you surround yourself or your environment in general and say, wow, I'm seeing shit about them that I really never saw before. What do I do with it? But what do you do with it? That's the big question that we'll try to figure out. And of course, Jupiter, your main man, Jupiter going retrograde in the 12th house in the second week of March. And this is the important thing. So before we turn down to the cards, let me talk about this. You will be going back to find things of pleasure. Find things, as we said, that are your heart's desire, okay? And you will also then be going back to expand upon hidden things, things that have been lost or abandoned, perhaps because you had spent so much time in quite a negative space, which we've discussed before, Sag, and being too much in your mind, because that's where the energies were up until now. And now you have to go back and reclaim the lost baggage. And some of that is going to be quite pleasant, actually, because it's an intuitive house, and you might be going back to rediscover a sense of spirituality, things that once gave you great insight into your life, into your psyche. You may be going back now in the month of March and making friends with them again. You know, for example, we do tarot here. So say you are really interested in tarot and you have a bunch of different decks that you use and you're getting good results. It will be like going back to a wardrobe, finding a box, and inside it is your first deck of tarot cards, and you go, I forgot about them. And you'll open them up and you re-engage with all that wonderful knowledge that you had and that you put aside, and you'll get back in touch with it. Now I'm using tarots as a reference, but you get what I'm talking about. I don't have to explain that shit to Sag. You're already with it. You understand where I'm going with this. We don't have to be literal with you, Sag, because you're good at symbols, abstract thoughts, and ideas. So that's why it's always so much easier to talk to you. Sag, finally, let's look at the damn cards. Here we go. Come. Okay. Whoosh, move them down. We begin with this, Sag. Now, what the heck is going on here? This is a card of feeling a little bit disappointed. Matters of the heart, in love, or anybody that you give your heart to, that you're feeling at a loss. You're feeling something has happened where you're sad and feeling let down, like I said. And here you are standing, look, with your head down, and you're looking at all the stuff that has been lost, all the love that has been tipped over. Maybe conversations were had between you and people that you love, and it caused a bit of upset. But you know, it seems that it was a conversation that needed to happen. So when you're looking down, you don't have to say to yourself, Sag, God, I really made a right mess of that. Now, have I really messed it up this time? Not really, because if you look behind, there's more love where that came from. So in essence, this card is saying, sure, there were upsets, there were hurts as you enter March, but turn it around, baby, because once you turn around and stop focusing on the pain, you've got more love where that came from, more love, and perhaps even choices in love. Look at this poor guy, he's crying a river. So, Sag, don't be sad at the start of the month if you're feeling that your heart is tired, disappointed, and let down by people, because it will change as the month progresses. Now, beside that, we have the progression, which is the 6, and the 6 always represents healing. Now, Here we go. We're looking at you with a sense of childish playfulness. Children, for those of you who have children, they'll feature a lot. You'll get insights into how their little world operates, and you'll begin to understand them better. Those of you who don't have children, the energy also here applies where you will be feeling more playful, more childlike, more willing to turn your back on all the hurts and pains and re-enter with a sense of healing. 6 always represents healing. With a sense of healing by playing. Finding stuff in the back of your wardrobe, your little Narnia in your wardrobe, and having the mind of a child. The curiosity, the sense of play, not being so damn serious, because it's not your fault, Sag. It's not you who's being serious. It just seemed like the bloody world and its mother were being serious. And now you're saying, oh Jesus, in order to heal this, I've got to get back in touch with play and joy and happiness, and doing things out of a sense of intuition, empathy, with no great sense of intellectualism. So that's the key. That's the key. To get over the pain, take your mind out of it, and play, baby, play. Didn't I say to you there might be a love coming back from the past? This card also signifies that. What the heck are you going to do about that, Sag? Do you want your lover to come back? Will it make you happy? You know, my guess is that the lover that comes back from the past is going to remind you of happier times. They're going to remind you of who you are. And sure, you may not rekindle a flame with them, whether you do or whether you don't, that's your own business. But what they will give you is a bit of a giggle. And they'll say, oh, do you remember the time we did this? And do you remember the time we did that? And wasn't that fun? Wasn't that fun? It will be a bit of a shiny gloss. Because what they won't say is, oh, do you remember the time I let you down? And it'll be none of that. It'll just be the shininess. But you know what? That's what's needed. That's what's needed. The Queen of Wands, again, the psychic queen. Sagittarius is a fire sign represented by wands. And here's you in your full power, your full glory, on the throne where you belong. You are now entering in March the embodiment of who you are, which is not, as I said, all in the mind, but in your sense of fiery fabulosity and your sense of intuition. We've spoken about this card before, I think, Sagittarius. Look here, the cat. The cat is looking forward into the future, which you'll be doing with the full moon at the very end of the month too, focusing on your future and getting all your dreams and wishes and plans together to build upon that. And the cat is your intuition. It allows you to be the embodiment of who you are, your fiery, bold, daring, adventurous self, who does take time to stop and smell the roses, who does take time to relax and just look around and enjoy the world you're living in, because we did talk about you developing a new perspective of the world. So in March, you're sitting back and you're saying, I'm seeing things completely differently now. Once I relax, once I get back to who I am, the world looks like a much more promising place to be in. And your intuition allows you to expand upon that. Now, I'll also say this. With the full moon in your 10th house at the start of the month, people will be noticing you. And what they'll be noticing is how hot you are. Because you are cheeky, you are bold, you are a little bit flirty when you want to be, which is kind of most of the time, Sag. But this is what people will be seeing, and this is what people will be loving. The playfulness, the flirtiness, the sensuality, the sexiness. They want that back. And Sag baby is getting it back. And look what happens when Sag gets her and his hotness back. Love rides into town. There he is on his lovely stallion, his bold stallion, riding into town and offering love. And that's what you need. And you may not take this love seriously. I just get the sense that you're more interested in having fun, enjoying yourself, enjoying the bit of attention, and still regrouping, still finding who you are. You know, that process hasn't quite finished yet. You're still getting back in touch with your sense of self-worth. But you're going to be enjoying some wonderful offers of love, possibly from a water sign, which is a Cancer, a Pisces and a Scorpio. They could be offering you love. They are also very intuitive. You see, because, Sag, you're in touch with this intuitive side of yourself for the month of March, you'll be attracting the water signs. They'll sense it, and they'll be coming at you, and they will be offering you more love, more pleasure, and more of an insight also into yourself, because this card can often reflect a period of self-reflection. So insights, the moon, seeing inside things and being loved. I'm always reluctant to say, Sagittarius, love is going to come for you this month, because these are general readings after all, Sag, and you above all others, I do trust you to understand and decipher what this means as the month progresses. Some of you probably aren't even interested in such things as love. And I will also interpret this here as you're sitting on your throne, as you are in your full power, embodying your whole fabulous Sagittariusness, if that's even a word. Love is also walking away. This could be a great opportunity as you feel your strength to get rid of some of the hangers-on, get rid of some of the parasites, people who have been dragging you down. This is very important too, because the end of the month there will be that energy with groups of people, with friends, with people who are a bit demanding of you, a bit over dramatic, bringing you bloody drama after drama after drama, and you're going, oh, for the love of God, I just want some passion in my life. I just want some fire and ambition and adventure in my life. Can you just please go away with your high drama on your high horse? Off you go and clippity clop away from me. So that could be happening for some of you Sagittarius too. Okay. Now this is interesting. Where the hell did this come from, Sag? It is the completion. So it's actually quite good. Anytime you see a 10, something has been completed. And look at this shit. All the pain, all the sufferance, all the backstabbing. I mean, sometimes the cards are that literal. The deceit. People not behaving in the way that you thought they should. Bad behavior. But it all came to you. It all arrived at your doorstep. And it was like, knife number 1, they deceived me. Knife number 2, I thought they were this type of person and they turned out to be an asshole. Knife number 3, everybody's coming at me with their drama. Knife number 4, shit is happening to me over and over and over again, blah, 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 and so on, until you've got a full set of cutlery happening there in your back. And looking out into the distance going, somewhere out there yonder and in the distance I can see a horizon. I want to be over there far, far away with a mojito in my hand and my toes in the water along the shore and forgetting about all this heavy dramatic shit. But the completion is coming for you in March. All of this will be gone now. These cards offer completion. And when it comes, when you have that intuitive moment in March where you sense that something has finally ended, a chapter has finally closed, your choice is to let it go or to go into your future feeling like this guy. And that is certainly what you don't want to do. Like I said, remember, anytime there's a closure, it is only if you allow it. So allow it. If somebody says, oh, I think we should go our separate ways, you go, right, I agree. And the other person will say, oh, aren't we even going to haggle about this? And you'll say, no, off you go on your bike. And beside that then is the 4 of Swords, which you left February feeling this way. We spoke about this last month, Sag, that you were going through this period of quiet reflection, going back and meditating, having your mind quiet, and deliberating over certain things, getting everything in order in a cool, calm place and rediscovering yourself and rediscovering your sense of purpose, etc. And it's this sense of calm that you've carried forward from February, this sense of quiet reflection, which is doing two things. Releasing this shit, and also giving you the insight into further shit that may need to be cleaned. So you see how important it is to relax and take a time out and close that door, you know. Here we go then into the Knight of Wands. Now here is fire upon fire upon fire, fire, passion, adventure, boldness, daring, lust. This is what's going to be entering, say, mid-March. That feeling again, you know, the feeling of you being sensual, hot. People are paying attention to you. You're back in your full power and you're going to run with it. This is what this card always represents, going full steam ahead and running with it. It's like somebody, you know, on a gas stove. Somebody has turned on the gas and finally in March, here comes the ignition. Here's the lighter that just clicks it on and it goes vroom, and the fire is relight. Relight my fire. Yeah, your fire is going to be relit. Look at this. I mean, beside it is the initiator, the one who runs with ideas, thoughts, intellectual ideas, clarity of the mind. So your passions are reawakened. You're back on fire, baby, and you're running with your ideas. It's this huge sense of being really inspired again and running with it. Didn't we say last month that your worldview was about to radically change? And I think as March progresses, you'll suddenly feel that your mind will click and you'll go, oh my God, I get it. I see it clearer now. And I've so many things to talk about. I've so many things to discuss. I have ideas and thoughts that I need to rattle out with other people. I need to talk to people, blah, blah, blah. And that's the full energy. Cutting through the old bullshit and running with some new fabulous thoughts and ideas. I adore it. 2 nights. I mean, oh, sorry, I beg your pardon, you 3 nights. This is a radical change. Sag, baby, this is big change and running with it. No more bullshit when it comes to matters of love. You're moving on. Love from now on must be pure, like the cavalier, like the knight. It must come from a pure and honourable and noble place. So must your adventures. They must come from a pure, honourable and noble place. And your dreams, wishes and desires, your truth is now the same. Like the knight, the cavalier, doing something with a sense of pure purpose. Like every knight in every fairy tale, he charges ahead because he has a pure, divine, true mission. You're on a mission, Sag. And then what do we have? This calls for balance. You'll be weighing things up towards the end of the month, and I get this, that you've seen that there are imbalances, particularly in love, in your career, in your sense of play and adventure, and in your higher mind. And you're saying, now is the time in March to balance all of this out. So, like I said, you've rediscovered lots of new things through using your empathy and your insight, and now the great balancing comes. What stays, what goes. I'll take a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and I'll measure it all up to redefine my world view, as we spoke about, Sag. And you're in the centre, you're in control of this. You see, nobody is telling you what to do. Nobody is putting anything on you. It's you in the centre saying, do I believe you? I don't know. I believe a little bit of what you're saying. Do I trust you? Maybe a little bit, but not entirely. And you're weighing all of the situation up. In terms of finance too, you're weighing up your financial situation going, wow, I've gotten myself into a little bit of a hole here. I think I need to redress this situation. I need to rebalance my finances and perhaps seek a loan. Approach somebody about financing a project, Or if it's in your career, indeed, as the full moon is shining on your 10th house of career, you'll be saying, there's got to be better ways of balancing my money and making more money. For some of you, Sagittarius, the thing that you do in life, your career, or whatever it is you offer, you'll want to put a better and fairer price on your work. Are you charging enough? Are you getting paid enough? And you see beside that is the 9 of Swords. So maybe money is causing you a bit of trouble. It's giving you a few sleepless nights. And maybe the sense of being out of balance in so many corners of your life until now, until March, has been giving you this shit. And look, he's in the middle of the night, it's dark. Being in the dark, you know, because you now get it in March. You've suddenly realised, you sit bolt up and you go, my God, I was kept in the dark for so long. I mean, this is what we call the mushroom syndrome. You've, like mushrooms, in order to grow, you've been kept in the dark and fed a pile of shit. And you're now suddenly waking up to that in March. And you're going, what the hell? My God, that was just one long bad nightmare. I am getting this fixed. I am going to bring more balance into my life. This cannot and will not continue. That's what Sag is saying. And I mean, at least he's crying with a nice blanket there. I mean, that's quite nice. Bit flowery. So he has some comfort. And I will say that he is crying, but the symbolism here is saying he does have some comfort. He's not crying in the corner of a street. He's comfortable. So the things that are weighing down on his mind are things that can be fixed once you have this great insight into how you've been kept in the dark about so much. And when you balance that. And I'll just say this again about this card. Don't go back over stuff. 2 retrogrades, Mercury and Jupiter. I'm going to focus on Jupiter. An old love coming in that did give you a bit of a heartache. And when the retrograde comes, you might be reminded, see, we're going back from 10 to 9. When the lover comes, you'll be reminded, yeah, all that's great. Thanks for reminding me what a wonderful person I am. But I'm also going to remember what an asshole you were. And I'm going to remember why we broke up. I'm going to remember the nights that I couldn't sleep because I was worried about you and wondering about you. For those who are in a relationship who haven't suffered such things, there will also be that sense of having the sense of completion, but going back and saying, how did I let this person cause me so much trouble? How did I let this situation make me lose so much sleep? I'm not going to let that shit happen ever again. Good for you, Sag. Don't let that shit happen ever again. You don't need it. You don't need it, baby. And why don't you need it? Because as March ends, this is, look, the number 9, 9th house, your happy home. And it's all to do with this big, broad sense of vision, transforming your worldview, all the things we talk about, Sag. Rediscovering again hidden little gems, hidden little treasures that you put back in a box. You're going to be opening all those things out in your psyche and reminding yourself just how goddamn fabulous you actually are. Yeah, you are. And this guy has a feeling of being satisfied with himself at the end of the month. He's saying, this is fun. I'm feeling more like myself. People are admiring me. People are seeing me. People like what I'm doing. And I feel happy in myself. It's that sense of feeling happy in yourself. You are having all the things that your heart desires. Now, you may not have a Maserati. You may not have the house on the hill. They're just nice little extra things that fill your heart's desire. But I'm talking more about the real things that fill your heart with pleasure. Good company, good friends, and a good perspective, you know. He is also offering a travelling opportunity. 9 wants you to travel far. It always wants you to go further than you've been before, like where no Sag has gone before. You know, you want to go to the outer world. So in the mind, in the psyche, yeah, you could be traveling with this quiet time that you're having, traveling back and reminding yourself that you travel to other worlds in your thoughts and in your visions. Some of you may even be involved in astral travel. And with the energy that's in the 4th house, some of you may be going back, maybe doing some past life stuff and having fun with it, having fun. In real terms also, you could seriously be thinking about going abroad. That not like just to a little town nearby, but far, far, where people experience the world differently, where the food is different, the whole approach to life is different, where it gives you a bit of a, oh, they do it this way here? I like this. Foreign food, foreign cultures, foreign language, foreign accents. And this is what can be offered to you at the end of March, an opportunity to do a little bit of travelling. And look, I mean, we've got these 3 guys, we 3 knights of Orient. They are on their horse. So, I mean, these guys have journeys to make. Travel, travel, travel. Now, the last card is the 7 of Pentacles. And this is quite a nice card because it progresses from the 6. You've learned how to balance, and now you're watching the seeds of your life grow. You're content and happy in March, and you're watching it grow, and you're going, nice. This is the way I want my future to go. This is my plan. I want it only to be the good stuff from now onwards. And I'm going to take out everything that's no good to me. I mean, look at this guy. He has a crop and he's looking down. And this is the very moment where he's saying, okay, I see a little bit of growth here. What do I need to pluck? Do I need to pull some weeds? Do I need to water? What do I need to do to make it grow better? And that's what you'll be doing. You'll be pulling some weeds and making, in order to make things grow better. So some things will be dragged out of your little field and thrown away so that the nice stuff can grow. Now with Pentacles cards too, this is always sensuality. When you see this, you're dealing with the mind. When you see wands, you're dealing with fire, passion, drive and energy. And anytime there's a problem in this area, you solve it with the mind. Anytime you see a problem in the fire energy, you solve it with action. Anytime you see an issue with pentacle energy, you solve it with sensuality, getting back in touch with your body through the senses, foreign food perhaps, foreign cultures, love with a foreign person, and being tactile and sensitive. And it's through this earthiness and contact with nature and the natural cycle of things that you release a lot of blocks. So at the end of the month, really do consider, even if you don't travel to far, far, far away places, at least get back in touch with the earth, get back grounded and feel the sensuality of it. And through that, you will psychically release a bunch of stuff. You may not know or recognize exactly what it is that you're releasing, but with Jupiter retrograde in the 12th house of lost things, of hidden things, of mysterious things, it's the contact with this nature which will help you finally open the boxes and pull the weeds and throw away all the unwanted and unnecessary pain, psychological pain. Sag, that was interesting. I like that. And the whole month of March is going to be a wonderful adventure, which I think you will appreciate. It's going to be like one of those Enid Blyton books. And I was like, and then a lover from the past came back. You know, so it'll be a bit like that. It'll keep you entertained, definitely, because entertainment is certainly a theme for the month. And Sag, enjoy every minute of it. And as I always say, have fun. And I'm going to leave you with that said. If this is the first time watching my videos, then you can like, subscribe, yeah, definitely subscribe, and share. And I do have a little Facebook page. I don't know, I said a little Facebook page. I think they're all fairly the same size, I think, on Facebook. But my page is there. And come and enjoy the little community that's happening there, because I sometimes, from time to time, not very often, add extra bits of content. So it might be nice. And I want to see you there. And I'm going to leave you with that. And remember, Sag, I love you lots. And I'm going to give you a big, big kiss. Mwah, from me to you. See you next time, Sag. Love you. Bye.